Hi everybody, how are you doing? I have been getting some requests to show how I worked the cable edging on Obsessio. I think it's unique to some people because I jump right in with a fat cable at the beginning of a row. It's super simple to do and I'm just going to jump right in and show you how to do it, okay? So the cable on the right hand side on a right row is a 16 stitch cable where the first 8 stitches are put onto a cable needle held in the front of your work, and then you're knitting the next 8 stitches from the needle. So I'm slipping 8 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice that I am slipping those stitches purlwise, so I'm not twisting them while I slip them. I've got those 8 stitches onto my cable needle. I'm actually using a bamboo double pointed needle because I find that the bamboo is light and not as likely to slip out of the stitches, and also because the bamboo is gripping the yarn a little bit, making it less slippery and a little easier. I think some people are using an extra metal needle and then that was sliding right back out again. So I've got those 8 stitches held, and you can see I've got the working yarn right here from that first stitch. That yarn is going to help me knit that stitch right there, which was the 9th stitch on the needle. So I bring the yarn around to the back as tightly as I can, and then with this cable needle or double pointed needle held in front, I come in, and it's always awkward that first stitch to knit. So I've knit that stitch right there and I'm pulling up as tightly as I can to try to close that up, okay? And now I'm going to knit the rest of the 8 stitches of the cable. 4, 5, 6, 7, sorry, that's 6, 7, 8, and now I'm going to go grab that cable needle, making sure it hasn't twisted, and I'm going to go knit that first stitch. The very first stitch I slipped is the next stitch I'm going to knit. My yarn is in the back of my work, as it should be. There we go, and I'm making sure, oh my goodness, rookie mistake there almost. I was about to knit with the tail. Okay, and now I'm going to knit that. So all I've done is switched the orientation of the first and last 8 stitches right there. So that is a cable 16 front, where the first 8 stitches are switching with the last 8 stitches right there. And now I'm going to get that cable needle or double pointed needle out of the way because I don't need it anymore. And I just want to show you how to do that s2kpo because it seems like a few people were a little confused about that. So this is a 5-stitch repeat right here in the Obsessio. I'm knitting the first stitch. I'm doing a yarn over. I'm taking these next 2 stitches and slipping them together knitwise, and then I'm knitting 1, and I'm passing 2 slip stitches over, and then I'm doing a yarn over and knitting 1 again. And that is how to do that 5-stitch repeat on Obsessio if you're having a little challenge with that, okay? And now I'm at the last 16 stitches and I'm working another cable, but this time these first 8 stitches are held to the back of the work, so it's exactly opposite than we did before. So I'm going to slip 8 stitches purlwise onto this double pointed needle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I'm going to take those 8 stitches and I'm going to hold them to the back of my work. This working yarn needs to come in front of that cable needle so that it is ready to work the last 8 stitches. That's the big trick right there, making sure that that yarn is available and not wrapped around the cable needle back there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's those 8 stitches, and now I'm going to knit the 8 from the cable needle, and making sure that that cable needle has not twisted, I'm going into the first stitch that I slipped first and knitting across right there. The cables will look better after you've worked a few rows beyond them. So don't be surprised. See how that one looks like it's flipping and weird? It's actually going to be fine once you've worked a few rows beyond. If I flatten them out for you a bit, you can see it more clearly, okay? And I did this swatch not in the silk mohair yarn because I felt like it was going to be easier for you to see what I was doing with something not quite so light and wispy. If you're having a hard time with this, grab some fingering weight or worsted weight yarn or something thicker from your stash and practice with that first, because then you'll get the hang of it and you'll be ready to work with the silk mohair lace. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Hope you're having fun with Obsessio.